Ami, what's good? Me and Bunky gonna be tapped in Thursday, June 13th at 7 o'clock. If you do know me, you might get a little inside scoop and stuff you didn't know. But if you're new and you don't know me, give me a little background information on me. Where I come from, where I've been, what I'm doing right now. It's gonna be a lot of fun, a lot of good vibes, all right? June 13th, 7 o'clock. She's gonna be streaming on her Instagram, her Facebook, YouTube, and a bunch of different platforms for streaming and podcasts. All right, 7 o'clock, June 13th, Tea Time with Bunky. Tap in.
Welcome to Tea Time with Bunky. What's his message? Hi, Dan. All right.
Welcome to Tea Time with
Welcome to Tea Time with Bunky. This is super recent. Welcome to Tea Time with Bunky. I missed you guys. I really did. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Tea Time with Bunky. Welcome to Tea Time with Bunky. For those that have been with me throughout this journey, thank you. Welcome. For those that are just tuning in for this episode and are new to Tea Time with Bunky, enjoy the ride. I want to let you know that I appreciate you all for taking time out of your busy schedules to tune in to this conversation. Tea Time with Bunky it airs every Thursday night live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at 7 p.m. And then you can rehear it on the following week on Zeno FM on Thursdays at 8 a.m. on Culture Shock Radio, Canada, Rockbox Radio, Radio Facetto, New Mexico, WAP the Music FM, which is in Guadeloupe, the Caribbean island, and our new station, Gnarly FM, which is in Ecuador. And on Sundays, you can hear this conversation next Sunday on Confidence Radio at 12 p.m. All of these stations are on Village Global Network. You can just download the app. It'll just make it so much easier. The app is free. Download those radio stations: Culture Shock Radio, Rockbox Radio, Radio Facetto, WAP the Music FM, Gnarly FM, and Confidence Radio. As I keep reminding everybody, when you guys come on, or when you catch the re-air, remember that this year's elections are very serious. It's the presidential election. All elections are serious. They're all really serious. You got to get out there and make a change. I keep talking about Project 2025, which is something that the extreme conservatives plan to put into place if that dude is voted into office. So go out there, know what policies are going to try to be thrown out there, who they're trying to get in office, know your local candidates, all of that. Make sure you are registered. And you can catch all these conversations on Tea Time with Bunky. If you're looking for an enlightening discussion, empowering stories and dialogues you've been longing to hear, dive deep with me and be a part of the conversations that resonates with the community. So let me introduce my guest. I've known him since he was a little guy. His name is Mr. Amistad Hackett. Amistad is a shining example of resilience and triumph over adversity. Growing up in a small town, Amistad faced significant challenges from a young age. At just 13 years old, he witnessed the heartbreaking loss of his best friend in a tragic drowning accident at a local swimming hole. Despite this traumatic experience, Amistad channeled his grief into a source of strength and determination. Basketball, a passion he shared with his late friend, became a cornerstone of Amistad's life. He dedicated himself to the sport, becoming a standout player and key attraction to the basketball team. His talent and perseverance on the court mirrored his unwavering resolve to succeed off of it. Amistad's academic journey is equally impressive. He earned a Bachelor of Arts in Sports and Recreation Management from the University of William Penn, and when he honed his skills and knowledge in sports administration. Not stopping there, he pursued further education and obtained a Master's of Arts in Business Administration from Point Park University, where he also played on the basketball team. Throughout his journey, Amistad has demonstrated an incredible ability to overcome obstacles and achieve his goals. His story serves as an inspiration to many, showing that with resilience, hard work, and positive mindset, one can rise above even the most challenging circumstances. Today, Amistad Hackett continues to inspire others with his stories of perseverance and success. His journey is a testament to the power of determination and the belief that no matter the odds, there's always a way to overcome and excel. So without further ado, welcome.
Hello, everybody.
How are you? Hey, Gabe. Hey, Gabe. How are you doing?
Good. I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. How are you?
I am great. Nervous, but great. Great.
Same.
It'd be fine. It'd be fine. You got this. So tell after all of that, was that okay?
That was good.
Okay. All right. So tell everybody a little bit about you.
So I like to say I'm uninteresting, but come from a small town, Fallsburg.
Right.
I didn't really get a name for myself because I was always under my older brother's shadow up until I was like 15. I was known as Little Chris for a long time.
Mom is on.
It was good, Fleet. My family is like really tight knit. My siblings are a lot older than me, but I do have 3 siblings who I grew up with. So everything we did it together.
Okay.
They always supported me, and everything I do now is really just to keep a positive attitude, move forward, and to give back or to show love to people who show love to me growing up.
Sounds good. So how is that how the environment shaped your early aspirations? You grew up in a small town. Like I'm picturing you on a modified team. You guys were a group of, the little group, how did growing up in an environment like that shape who you are today?
It shaped everything. From how I worked out. We didn't have access to a lot of stuff that people did from bigger cities. So I would go to the cage, which our local basketball court. I would go to the cage before or after school. I'd shovel the snow during the wintertime, and then I would bring like little bags of salt, and I would salt the court just for the little paint. So I had space so I could dribble and take some layups during the wintertime. And over the summer, once school was over, my parents didn't have to figure out where I was and then take them along. I was at the court. Only time I knew when to come home was when the street lights came on.
That's how it was back in those days. Not like that anymore, but that's how that just seems to be the thing of what everybody did. And so, like I mentioned, the modified. Yeah, 7th to 8th grade is modified, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm like 7th to 8th grade modified. Okay, so you had your crew. Yeah, I'm picturing. I don't know everybody's. There's some of the boys I remember their names, but not all of them. But I remember the team. But everything changed when you were 13.
Yeah,
everything changed. In summer of 2012. You were 13 years old, and you experienced something I think nobody should ever have to experience, right? Which was the you guys went. It was July. It was early July, so it was hot. Yep. So July 2nd. So it was hot. So you went swimming in the local swimming hole. Tell everybody. Do you want to talk about? Thank you for this right here, because this right here means a lot. So do you want to talk about it?
To give it a little bit of light. We were having like a heat wave, something like that summer. So it was just like insanely hot. A lot of our families, we just didn't have the money to go to Morningside to go swimming. It was like a 10-15 minute drive to go swimming, and our parents didn't have the money or a way to get us there. So we were just trying to find a place that we can cool off.
Right.
I remember waking up that day, and I told my mom that I wanted to go swimming there, and she immediately shut it down. No, you're not going. Immediately. I guess a bunch of my other friends who were there, they asked their parents, and they said the same thing. Don't go.
So everybody said no.
Everyone told us no.
Okay.
But we all ended up going to the basketball court, and it was just too hot.
Okay.
So we ended up going, and we swam for like, I want to say an hour or two. And as we were leaving, Dylan showed up. And he was like, "Yo, you can't leave. Yeah, I just got here." So he said, "All right." We swam for like another 30 minutes or so. And then someone got the idea to swim across. And I remember us saying, if you can't swim, just stay over there.
Okay.
I was one of the last people to start swimming. And he was like right behind me. And all I heard was him like call for help. And then I turned around and got to him. And then the whole situation happened. After, I feel like after everything happened was probably the worst part. Just like the sitting around trying to figure out what happened. Like, is he okay? Is he not okay?
And like the whole town, it was like each basketball team, varsity, girls, boys, JV, the town was there.
Yeah, the whole town shut down for a day.
Yeah, the school. So I remember the superintendent was there. I mean, teachers, everybody was at that swimming hole. Because I was standing on the outside. So
they after, I want to say it was like maybe 2 hours of like taking us out and moving us to the parking lot across the street.
Called?
So I was in the water.
Okay.
And I was yelling to, it was either Armani, Kevin, or Shamik who called. It was one of the three because they were on shore still.
Okay.
I yelled to them, call the police, go to police. And they finally got a hold of them. 2 police officers showed up. They must have thought we were like playing a game or something like that.
Okay.
So they showed up with no fire department, nothing. They just showed up.
Right.
And I don't know their names, but I appreciate them because they both jumped in the water to try and find him. So I appreciate that. I never found them. If they're watching somewhere, thank you. Like, I truly do appreciate you. Yeah, but after that, once they realized we were serious and they couldn't find him, they like somehow got a hold of the fire department. They were there within like 5 minutes, and they got like scuba divers, and they were all the whole 9 yards trying to find him. It took them like 2 hours because he ended up like drifting down the stream a little bit. But after once they found him, they moved us to the Boys and Girls Club in town, like right across the street from
the lumber yard.
Yeah, the lumber yard. And that's where we all got the news. And that is like engraved in my memory. From that day forward, everything kind of like shifted.
So how did that, because it was a 29, 30 foot drop. It was probably one of those, you can walk for a little bit or it's a little deep. Maybe but that was a 30 foot drop. So you guys got to be careful out there with them lakes. How did that impact you emotionally and mentally? Like you guys, like I'm picturing that day, right?
Yeah.
And all the events that led up to services, all that being a young boy, that being one of your best friends. How did you deal?
Early on, it was a lot of denial. Like,
Really?
it's not real. Like, there's no way it's real. Because he was like, for me, he was like he was my target when it came to like sports and stuff like that. He was always doing stuff before me. And so for me, it was kind of like, what do I do now? Like, who do I look at now? And we were joined at the hip. So for me, it was me and him. And then for my younger sister, Sayada, her and his younger sister, Didi, they were best friends. So we were just like a group of 4 that were just inseparable. So it was like we just lost like the main source of inspiration from us.
Right.
So I shut down for a little bit. I didn't play basketball for, I want to say like a month. I just couldn't physically do it. And then once I picked it up, it was kind of like it's like I wasn't playing for myself anymore.
Okay.
And the days when I would go to the court and shovel, The snow turned into, I'm not just gonna shovel the snow today and then salt and then I'll be back tomorrow. I'm gonna shovel. If I don't have salt, I'm just gonna play right now. And even if I didn't have a shovel, I'll go play on the snow. I remember hurting my ankle. I ended up fracturing my ankle, but didn't know I fractured it. And I played the whole season on a fractured ankle.
You didn't? Was it hurting or anything?
It was swollen every day.
Okay.
Every day.
So why did you do that? Why did you do that?
So it felt like if I stopped, then it was all for nothing.
Okay. All right. So that goes good into the next question, because I was going to ask, how did basketball become a central part of your life, especially after the tragedy? So you were playing for him.
Yeah.
Basically. Okay.
Every decision to go play basketball from that day forward was him. Would he go play? Would he go do this? If he was here, would he look at me crazy if I decided I wanted to sit down and play the game today?
That's a lot of weight. You put a lot of weight on your shoulders. That's a lot for a kid.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
My mom tells me that a lot.
See that?
But it pushed me.
Right.
I needed it.
Okay. Can you share some, because you grew up with these, growing up in a small town, everybody knows each other, everybody grows up, you have your age group. So could you share like a happy moment or a moment that you remember playing on the team with these guys?
A happy moment.
Or a moment, because I remember you were there. Yeah, you were there when they had the when they like retired or they lifted up his number.
Yeah.
And all that, like y'all team was.
We were really good. Like,
yeah,
really good.
Y'all were really good.
It was like scary good. But I'm thinking back of our modified practices, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
It was just one day. Mr. Model, he would just let us go to war. He just let us go. Because he knew once we all got on the court, all our attitudes changed.
So when you meant go to war, y'all were like
we would scrimmage, play 5-on-5, but we would like lose our minds.
Okay.
That's probably why we were so good. He would just let us go crazy.
Okay.
But Dylan was like, he was so intense, but he was so funny when he did it. Mm-hmm. Kind of like Michael. Like
I was gonna say like Michael. For those that don't know, Michael's his big cousin. Okay.
Exactly like Michael. He would get like so upset, but then while he's like upset, he's like cracking jokes. And I can't remember what he said, but it was something happened and he said something and the whole team just like busted out laughing. We're like on the floor laughing. Mr. Model's even like, yo, he blew the whistle and just let it go. We started laughing. Like that's what it was like a lot with him.
Uh-huh. Yeah. He was a big brother of, I would always see him with his little sisters. And his did he have a little brother?
Yeah, he had a little brother, Damien, and a little sister, Elijah, and then Didi.
Okay, because I would see them all the time walking with their mom. Now you played college ball at Point Park.
Yeah. What
was that like? Because that's a whole different element right there. That's totally different.
Yeah. So I first started playing college ball at William Penn.
Okay, so
all the way out in Iowa, which was like a culture shock. a super culture shock.
So what was that like coming from a very diverse town? You went to school with some of everybody.
Yeah.
All the mixes, Sullivan, Fallsburg, all the mixes. To go to Iowa, because I'm picturing it. What was that like?
So our school actually was like ridiculously diverse. We had people from Hawaii to Australia to England.
Oh wow!
Africa, to Asia. Like our school was diverse. Our town was not. Our town was typical, chewing tobacco in the mouth.
Oh snap!
Cornfields, yeah.
So what? Situations going to stores. Nobody ever called you out of your name, did they?
Maybe.
I'm guessing
Once or
that they
twice.
did.
Once or twice. You know, they got the little kids. Trump was in office. This is like the second year or so.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
So they had the little kids on their bikes with like the big Confederate flag taken off the back.
Oh my God.
But outside of like some crazy instances, like
Mhm.
walking home from parties or something like that, like the town people were really cool
Uh-huh.
for the most part. When they came to the games, they were really cool.
Of course, because you're playing for their town.
Yeah, it was really
They
cool when
don't
they
want
came
you in
to the
their
games.
town.
Once they caught us outside in town,
Yeah.
maybe
You're
it
good
was
on the court, but when you're in there,
yeah, we weren't good around there.
oh my God. But you made it through with your bachelor's.
Absolutely.
So it served its purpose. Oh my God.
But to touch on Point Park though, at Penn, my teammates were the only thing I had out there that like kept me together. When I got to Point Park, I took a year off, and I ended up going back to Point Park because I went there once for like a week, and then financials got messed up, and then the coach had reached out to me again, asked me if I wanted to come back. So when I came back, it was like I never left really. Like those guys turned into like a second family for me.
Okay.
So I lost a brother like early on, but I feel like I gained 13 in the process.
And where's Point Park?
Downtown Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh versus Iowa. That's different.
Yeah, it was another.
That's really different. So, okay, you've always been basketball. How has the lessons that you've learned from basketball, because it takes a lot of discipline to play basketball, because you got to keep your grades up, and people just think you can, that eligible list. I remember one of my sons just saying it might have been two, I don't know, they only remained eligible because of sports.
Yeah.
You got to remain eligible to play on the teams. So but how did that help you in different areas of your life? The basketball, the conditioning, and the responsibility of being on a team. How did that shape your life?
I feel like it taught me how to approach different people and how to interact with different people.
Oh, that's good, right?
Because on a team, you can't yell at every single person the same way. Some people need to be coached or talked to a different way in order to get the best out of them.
Yeah, that's
like some people need a pat on their back. Some people need you to like really lay into them. So when like I'm in my day-to-day life, I can't address somebody the same way that I would address someone else. Yes. And my mom taught me early on, don't judge a book by its cover. So someone you look like you may be able to address them a certain way. And once you start to talk to them, you realize, all right, hold on, I got to switch.
Right. Got to switch gears. Right.
And that's what definitely helped me learn how to like navigate those different lanes. I didn't really realize it until maybe last year. I work for an event company right now, and we do like weddings all over the state. And you got to deal with a lot of drunk people, but like within their drunkenness, you get to see like what they really are like. And then you meet some really cool people. But I was able to learn, okay, this guy, I can't really talk to him how I talk regular. I have to code switch.
Right.
But then I'll see someone who looks like a lawyer or a judge, and he'll come talk to me. I'm like, oh, you talk just like me. Oh, we're good. I got you.
Okay. All right. So it taught you how to, because you do have to have different voices, different tones with different people.
Yeah.
Totally. No, I get that. And you learned that young. That's very good. So what made you want to go get because most people will start off with their associates, then their bachelors, and quit. So what drove you to pursue a BA in sports recreational management? What made you want to, why did you choose that?
Sports, basketball.
Okay. But what did you want to do with it? Recreation management, like what?
So what I wanted to go to school for, I wanted to go to school for like sports medicine.
sports medicine. Okay.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
what I wanted to do. But
Okay.
I got into like training and coaching like
Okay.
later in high school, like my junior senior year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so once I seen that I couldn't do sports medicine, that's why I chose sports management, because it gives me like a little insight on like how business operates in the sports world.
But why
And
couldn't you do sports medicine?
they just didn't offer it at the schools that
Okay.
offered me
That
scholarships.
doesn't mean it's over because you can still go
Yeah, I
back.
can still go
Okay, I'm
for
just putting that out there. I'm
PhD.
just putting it out there.
You know,
Okay.
that's extra money, that's extra school. I don't
Yeah.
really like school.
Okay. Okay, I'm just saying though, if that was something that you wanted to do. I mean, you still crazy.
I had the thought.
Okay.
But
When you
yeah,
get older.
basketball was the driving force and why I went for sports management. And then when you're playing a sport, it's hard to go for an associate's unless you go to like the JUCO route, like a junior college.
Okay.
And I didn't really want to go to a junior college because then I would have to, like, after 2 years, I would try and have to find another school where I can go for my bachelor's.
Right.
I didn't really want the hassle. And then the schools that offered me were really good. Like William Penn, they were a powerhouse in the country. So I chose to go there. They offered me a really good scholarship. It was a really good program. I would say when I got there to when I left, my skill was like night and day.
Okay.
So it worked out.
So it was even though the people, William Penn, wait, that's the first college.
Iowa. Yeah, in Iowa.
Okay, Iowa. Even though the outside people were forced to be reckoned with, it was a great experience. It was great.
Some of the guys that they got to play there were dogs, to put it simply, just dogs. A dog sports is like someone who's like really, really good.
Okay. All right. Okay, because some things you might have to help me with, because I'm like, I don't know what that is. Okay. So after completing your undergraduate, it's hard. I mean, like some people get their bachelor's and be like, okay, I'm done. That's it. I don't want to go anymore. I'm finished. But you decided to go for business administration, get your master's. What was that? First of all, did you decide this on your own? Did you talk to your parents and your brother? How did that go about? Did you just graduate and be like, I'm just signing up for something else? How did that?
No. Like, not at all. Once I was done with my bachelor's, like, I think I'm done. I don't want to know. But what made me want to go back, I do a lot of basketball camps, and I'll do like a little bit of coaching and maybe some like individual training with players with this company called My Sky Elite. Shout out Darnell.
Shout out Darnell.
He was like, he's kind of like another older brother to me. Since I moved out here, he's had me in the gym. He's been my personal trainer for probably like my 10th grade year. Okay. So he kind of gave me another route of where I want to take my career. Okay. I want to start my own training company.
Okay.
And the only way I could really learn how to do that was if I went back to school for business administration.
So Darnell played a role in that.
Yeah, he was kind of like my inspiration for it.
I'm always spelling names wrong, Clayton. It wasn't on purpose. I'm always spelling somebody's name wrong. It was worse than that, Amistad. I'm not even gonna lie. When I first spelled it, I looked at it. I was like, "This cannot be right."
I mean, it's how it sounds, though.
See,
that's how it sounds, though.
See, so it's never personal. Never personal.
No.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. So he geared you in the direction of going for your master's. Did you try to talk him out of it? Like when he mentioned it, what did you say?
He didn't even mention it. He just told me to start. Like, yeah, you can start it, because he feels like I'm good enough, like as a coach, to do it. But my brother Chris, he talked to me and like, why not? My mom, my dad, why not?
Why not?
And then I had another year that I can play basketball. I wouldn't have went if I couldn't play basketball.
Oh, so basketball was the deciding factor.
Yeah.
Okay. But that would work. Whatever
School with
works.
no basketball is rough.
This-
That is rough.
Well, okay, so you got a year done, and you're like, okay, I only got one more year. Let me push through, right?
Yeah.
So,
So not even that. The way they did it, they kind of like jam packed it.
see, poor internet spelled it like I did. See,
It's all good. It's all good. But my coach KR, he jam packed the program into 1 year. So everything I would have done in 2, I did in 1. So
how many classes were you taking? That sounds crazy. Yes, that sounds crazy.
So for masters, it's supposed to be 1 class each 8 weeks, and you would end up taking 2 classes a semester. But I was taking 2 classes each 8 weeks, and ended up being 4 for the semester.
I'm trying to think, because I decided I'm going to go back and finish mine. I have a year, right? Not for no other reason, but I hate not finishing things. I hate not completing things. And I'm trying to I could have sworn I had 2 classes a semester.
Yeah, for the semester, it's supposed to be 2.
Okay, because I'm like, I know I had more than 1.
So for each 8 weeks, you get 1 class. So you get 1 class for the first 8 weeks, and then for the second 8 weeks of the semester, you get your second one. But they gave me 2 for each 8 weeks, so I ended up at 4.
But you got it over with.
Yeah.
Right?
So, I mean, I have summer classes until I'm done.
Okay. So, but you know what? You did it.
We here.
Right. Huh?
I said, we here. We almost done.
Yeah. I mean, come on now. That's what I'm talking about. Listen, I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
And you're not thinking about going. I mean, you're still young. You're still a baby. You can still always go back down the road to do that sports medicine thing. One day you're going to wake up and be like, I want to do it. And you may be like 35, 40. That sounds old, but it's not. Trust me, it's not. It's not old.
I feel old right now.
Well, but it's not. So you still have plenty of time. Can you share, do you have a specific moment when you felt particularly challenged, like you were during your school and all that, where it was hard and you had to figure out a way to overcome it? Like you're in the middle of, let's say, not even your master's, your bachelor's, you're doing your bachelor's or whatever, or well, anytime that it gets so challenging you're ready to quit. How did you overcome that? Because I know you had them. Everybody's had them.
Yeah. I would say after my sophomore year for my bachelor's, that was like, I was done. I was over it.
What's going on? You were over it.
Yeah, I was over it. School just wasn't for me at the time. I wasn't really getting along with a lot of people. Not that I had like issues. I just didn't have like an abundance of people I was like friends with. I just stayed in my room a lot. My dad had got a little sick, so that was like on my mind. And then once that was on my mind, I'm a really bad stressor, like really bad.
And then you're so far away from home. You're so far away.
Halfway across the country.
Right.
So I checked out, completely checked out. I wasn't going to go back and play basketball. I came home. I went and I seen Dylan at his grave. I sat down for like 15, 20 minutes. And then I just felt like going to the basketball court. I went to the cage. I shot. I called my brother. I was like, I'm going to go back.
So going to visit Dylan
kind of like it just like reset me.
And that is a good segment into this. I was going to ask, how do you honor his memory in your daily life pursuits? How do you
how I honor him?
I think what you're doing is honoring him. I mean, like you completed school, you did everything right. You know, so that's a testament.
Yeah, I mean, I hope I do.
No, you you did. I mean, you're a young black boy in America. You have your master's degree. You don't have 15 baby mamas out there in the street.
Nope.
You know, you're not locked up. You're doing everything right. So that right there is a testament right there.
Yeah.
Call it what it is. That's what it is. You know, something to be very proud of. You're doing amazing.
Thank you.
In case nobody told you to.
I just really appreciate basketball more.
Mm-hmm. Because of him.
Yeah, I just appreciate it more. Just the opportunity just to play basketball or be around basketball. That's like my release.
Okay.
So I appreciate it. Every opportunity I get to do something with basketball, whether I'm playing, coaching, or just like watching,
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for it. And I kind of got this thing where I just start coaching people who don't really ask to be coached. My nephews call me Unc now, so I guess I'm in my Unc status now. Yeah. So everyone's just like a nephew to me.
Okay.
So anytime I see someone doing something, I'm like, yo, come talk to me.
And I'm just trying to older. Yeah, that's getting old. But you're still a baby. You're so young, but it's the maturity of it all. Life experience. Yeah. You know, you see them dribbling wrong or whatever. You've been through the best. So, and you've been doing it your whole life. So, you know, when they wrong and they think they right, you know, everybody want to be LeBron James and not like, come here, let me show you.
Let me show you something. You don't really know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, keep playing because eventually the knees going to start giving out. I mess with my uncles all the time.
My knees hurt. I was at basketball camp today and the kids kept yelling for me to dunk. And I kept telling me, the last day of camp. I'll dunk last day of camp. I dunked one time and no one's seen it. No one's seen it. I'm like, bro, I'm retired. I don't jump no more. You can't do this. How are
you retired? You're what 25?
25.
25. You're so far from retired. Man, you know.
But they kept asking me to do it again. So at the end of camp, I tried like 4 or 5 times. And I just could not make this dunk.
Uh-huh.
And like my last jump, I felt my knee, and I'm like, yeah, we're done. We're not doing this.
Yeah, don't forget them kids. Don't be hurting yourself for them. What message would you like to share with the younger people who might be going through some hardships? I mean, you went through something I don't. People have gone through it, but far and in between. Unfortunately, you're a part of a group that's not very large, but I'm sure it exists where they have witnessed the loss of their friend. There's been like that lake where you guys were, where you got, you know, it's long. That's why all the adults in y'all life told you not to go.
That's why my mom told me not to go.
Yeah, there's been a lot of drownings in that lake, you know, different areas, but the same lake, different areas. Yeah. So, what would you tell like young people that might be going through their own, not that, but their own hardships, that feel like they want to give up, they don't want to do it anymore, because that incident could have changed your life and took you in a different spiral. You could have went a totally different way, but you didn't go that way. So for somebody, kid that's on that in the middle, don't know whether to go right or left, like what would you tell them?
First and foremost is that there's more to life than what's happening right now.
Cool.
Second would be to find something to move forward for.
Okay.
For me, it was my mom and then my niece Jada were like my things that I used to move forward for.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has something that like is close to them, that means everything to them. So find what that is and move forward for that. Because if you let that down, then it's over with. So stay positive. constantly keep a positive attitude because there's always going to be challenges, there's always going to be negativity in your life. It just depends on, do you sit in that moment,
Right.
or do you leave that moment where it's at and you move forward? Don't dwell on failures. Failures are just lessons that teach you something new. You're going to fail over and over and over and over and over again
Right.
before you succeed. I have failed over and over. I feel like Michael Jordan, because he said this too. He failed over and over and over again before he succeeded. I didn't just wake up and
be great.
Become really good at basketball. I didn't just wake up and finish my degrees. I failed a lot. I wasn't always the best at basketball. I got cooked by a lot of people.
Cooked.
I got beat.
Okay.
Yeah, beat.
I'm like, I know that's beat. Okay. For those that don't know, they'll be like, what is cooked? Got beat. Okay.
Yeah, and for me, it was kind of like I obsessed about it. Like, they beat me. I would go home and I would just think about everything they did to beat me. And I would go back the next day and I would just wait for it. Like, he's going to do this again. He's going to do this again. He's going to do this again. So, yeah, just any challenges in your life, always use it as fuel or use it as like a stepping stone, because you're going to have a lot of them.
Use that as your motivation to get better. Yeah. Because, when you're going through a tough time, it seems like that's all there is. You're never going to get out of it.
Yeah.
It seems like you're in this tornado in the heart of it, and it's like you have no way to get out of it. You're like stuck in the middle, but there is light and rainbows on the other side of that tornado. You just got to get through.
Storm always passes.
It always passes. It doesn't seem like it when you're in it, but it always passes. So what are you currently working on? What are your future goals?
Future goal right now that's like I'm teetering on whether or not I want to pursue it or not is to try and go pro overseas.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, wait. I'm kind of leery about the overseas thing with the Brittany Griner thing.
Yeah, that was like a one-off thing.
Okay, because I'm like,
she did something stupid. She knew she was supposed to be doing.
Right.
So yeah, she got caught up.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, she was in the wrong country doing the wrong things.
Yeah. And they said it was for pain, and you said you got them bad knees.
Yeah, I haven't really been doing anything for like a month and a half, 2 months. So like it's gonna happen.
All right.
Once I get back in shape and I'm playing a lot, I'll be perfectly fine.
Okay. So you're thinking overseas. Okay. Now how does one go about that?
To go about it, I would have to go to some showcases around the country, maybe. Probably ones that are closer to the East Coast. And show my skills in front of some scouts, some coaches, and just get my name out there, get some film out there, and work out like obsessively.
Sounds like a lot. I think that sounds.
It would be at least two basketball workouts a day, a lifting workout, and maybe like 3 or 4 stretches throughout the day. Like just set 30-minute stretching times. It would be.
So what's a basketball workout? What is that?
Basketball workout is like, it depends on what the focus is for the day. Like it could be like I can have a shooting workout where I'm getting up like 1,000 shots for that day or for that workout, or I can do like a ball handling workout where I do a lot of like moves to like different scenarios or situations. I could do like a conditioning workout where it could be like a mix of shooting and ball handling, or maybe even defense.
Okay.
And then we can have like a situational workout where like my trainer could put me in different situations that would happen throughout the games. And I would have to like decide on the best option for that throughout the drills. There's a bunch of different ways you can go about the workouts.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, like our time is going quicker than I kind of thought, so I'm going to skip. No, I'm going to We kind of talked about some of these, but I want to go to reflections now. So looking back on your journey, what are you most proud of? What makes you smile when you sit back and you think about it? What makes your heart smile?
When I first wore 22.
Which was Dylan's number.
Yeah, that was for me. That was like I was on like cloud 9 that day.
Did they know? Did the people know the significance of it?
Yeah, they knew. No one. They wouldn't let anyone else wear the number that season but me.
And
I think it
where
was
was this? Which school was this?
Fallsburg.
Oh, Falls. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it was. I didn't get to wear it the next season after it happened because I joined that team late. They had moved me up from modified to JV. I was still an eighth grader, so they moved me up later. Yeah, so I didn't get the number. I ended up wearing 5. I don't even think they had a 22 that year. But then when they pulled me up to varsity that next year, I got to wear it, and it was like a unanimous. That's Ami's number.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so for me that
really
was
heartwarming. Yeah.
that was big for me. I appreciate all.
That's big. Shout out to the comments. That's all right. Okay, so you're older now. You're not a kid. You're still a kid, but you're not a kid. So how have your perspective on life changed from when you were a teenager to now? How you saw life then, how you see it now?
I was angry a lot as a teenager, and I just used anger to like fuel me a lot. Like it was like it's what put a battery in my back a lot of times. If I didn't feel like doing something, I would get angry at myself and I would just go.
So why were you angry?
A lot of regrets, mainly from the Dune situation. Feel like I just wasn't doing enough.
Yes, you did all you could.
Looking back at it,
could. Yeah.
Looking back at it, I know I did. Right. I did a lot. Now it's more or less positive energy that I look. That's my outlook. Everything I look at everything kind of like the glass half full instead of half empty.
Mm-hmm.
There's always something good in the situation, even if it's bad.
And that takes a lot. That takes a lot.
It takes a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know how I do it, but one of my friends who I went to school with my freshman year, we were on the phone one night and he was like, "Yo, Ami, like I love that about you." He's like, it doesn't matter what it is. Like the world could be falling apart. He's like, all right, we'll figure it out.
Right. There's bright side somewhere, right? Once you get through it, you got to get through it. And people need people like you around, because there's always people that's always full of doom and gloom. It's always the dark side. They're always on the dark side. So yeah, that's exhausting. Don't let them suck that energy out of you. Okay. So for the people that are listening, well, I don't want to do that yet because, well, you can. I'll let you tell people anything else you want the listeners or the viewers to know about you.
I'm a big kid. I'm a goofball. People don't really get to know that. Like, I am probably one of the goofiest people I know.
Why, you walk around serious?
I look serious.
Okay. No, you do. You do.
Like right now, I have on Crocs with flowers on them. And it spins.
Why?
So, yeah. I don't know. I like it.
All right. Okay. Crocs are comfortable. I can't get with the flowers in it, but you know what works for you.
I thought it was goofy, so I liked it. Yeah.
Your grandfather.
I just like to have fun with everything.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom says my calling is with kids. I think that's because I'm still a big kid at heart.
Mhm.
I just play all day,
You play all day.
and no one sees that unless they're around me.
Okay. Okay. So what do you plan on doing with your degree? That's an expensive degree. So what
It's
do you plan
super
on?
expensive.
Yeah.
Super.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna start my own training company. That's a guaranteed.
Hmm.
When I'm not sure, but I'm definitely gonna
You're
do
still
that.
young. Right.
Yeah. I am looking right now as like a main job. I'm
Hmm.
not too sure what I want to go in as far as a career path with that.
Hmm.
Depending on how good my training company is, how successful that is. I'm not
Hmm.
really looking for that to make me like insanely rich or anything like that. I just want to do that because that's what I enjoy doing.
The business management,
Yeah. Um.
the training.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you can go anywhere now because you have a
Pretty
master's,
much.
and so you can go anywhere you want to go. You can
Yeah.
do,
Doors
and
wide open.
people say, the paper is overrated. I don't need a degree. And, college isn't for everybody. It's not.
No.
It's really not. We need people that know how to, as I use Kenny, know how to cut hair, know how to work
Shout
on
out
cars.
Kenny because he's cut my hair and he's been top tier.
Yeah, he is great. Because college just wasn't for him,
Yeah.
but you need people that can work with their hands. So, um, but you also need people with degrees, so you need both. The both. You can be a billionaire without a degree. You can be a billionaire with a degree, but you have a degree and student loans, so you can you can go anywhere. Use that degree. And I didn't realize the power of the degree after I got mine. My boys had to keep reminding me because I kept myself in a box. They're like, "Mom, you have a degree. Go use
The
it." I'm
world
like,
opens up.
it really does open up, So you can go anywhere. Where are you now?
Right now, I'm in the Wilkes-Barre Scranton exit.
Okay, so you're
Every
You're not in Iowa, no place like Idaho.
nah.
No, no.
I haven't been to Iowa since 2022, maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
If I step back in Iowa, the only reason I am going there is to go fishing.
It was that bad? It was
It was
that bad?
actually really, really good fishing out there, but yeah, I just didn't. It wasn't for me.
Okay. I'm sure it's
Yeah,
not for a lot of people that are regular people. It's not for everybody. Okay. Well, I don't know if anybody has any questions or whatever, but we can end this now. We only got 7 minutes left. We only have 7. Shout out to all of your friends back here in
oh my guys,
Fallsburg, because whoever doesn't catch it now, they're gonna catch it on a replay. You know what I'm saying? So because these things are filmed, YouTube, Facebook, they can always go back at any time. And then I'm gonna have the little clips for y'all, so people will click on them because people could be working, they could be, dealing with their families and they don't have time at 7 o'clock. So that's why I'm giving a shout out to all the back in the day Fallsburg modified when y'all were on modified.
my guys.
Yeah, all those guys. Y'all were a good group. Y'all,
Yeah,
y'all really were. Y'all were. I was
those
like, oh, they getting ready to go to the championships. Like, yeah. So,
if we would have stayed together throughout high school, that the area was done for. There was nothing they could do with us.
but I'm really happy for you. Really, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
That you went out there and did your thing, and you're such a positive light. Polita and Clayton did a great job with you. They really, really did. Your son.
Shout out Clay.
Even though he got on me for spelling your name wrong, it was an accident. It wasn't
Yeah.
on purpose. God's truly blessed you with everything. Yeah. And thank you for Lita for the suggestion, because your mom, she is your advocate.
Please set this all up, everybody.
Yeah, she did. She hit me up and I was like, okay, see, that's all people got to do. All they got to do is hit me up and I'll reach out to the people, whoever, and see if they want to talk about stuff. Your story was very important. People, I don't hear because I'm not in that circle. I mean, I don't hear anybody mention Dylan. I hear Denny, Denny
Mhm.
has his moments, but to have been there when it happened, that's a whole nother monster, So,
Yeah.
But you did it, and you're here strong today, and you're honoring your friend, and he's always with you. And just keep being great. Just keep now that you're gonna have me, yeah, a lot of people look up. You know that, right?
Honestly, I don't. Like, I'll come home. I swear I don't. I'll come home and my dad will tell me some kid at his church he wants to work out with me, or he wants to get to know me because he look up to me. Or
Mhm.
my mom will tell me, yeah, these kids in town, they keep asking about you. Sayato say a bunch of kids my age, like, yo, where's Ami? Like he's our goat.
How
I'm
does
like,
that
what?
feel?
For me, I'm like, bro, I'm just regular Ami. Like, I'm not anything crazy. Like, you've seen me walking down the street.
But see, that's what it is. To you in your mind, you're just regular, right? You're regular.
Yeah.
But to the people that came behind you, you're like, you would be like a Jordan or whatever. Like they have never spoken to you. They just heard the name.
Yeah.
They know the name, and they're like, "Oh my God, I just want to talk to him." Or, "Oh my God." See, so that's how that happens. So, and you won't even know it, and they'll be seeing you fanning out, and you're like, "What is going on?" So you come back, walk through. Well, don't come back, but you come back and see all the little kids, and maybe one day you ought to go to the school.
I want to go to the school and just like
Mhm.
and hang out for a day, either the elementary school or the high school.
Mhm.
I've tried. I reached out a couple times, but never got a call back. But I would definitely love to, either high school or elementary school. I
Or
don't care. I could do.
show up at a practice.
I definitely could do that.
Yeah, just show up at a basketball practice.
I
Or
could do that. I
yeah.
even asked Lionel to let me run with them a little bit. I'd practice with them,
And what do you
but
say?
for insurance, they probably can't.
Well, yeah, but you can show up and just
Yeah,
or
I
go
can
to a
definitely
game,
show
and
up.
yeah, you can show up and they'll fan out. Then everybody gonna try to outdo each other and be like, "Oh, I can do this, this, that," and then the whole team is jacked up, and that'll be crazy. But yeah, I appreciate you. Everybody, yeah, you can follow him on That's Ami on Instagram. I mean, he's not on Facebook.
Nope.
Um, got to post more of your pictures. You got videos?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, post some of your pictures and your videos. Get them out there. I'll share them. People can see it. Because you said you got to get stuff out, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
got to get stuff out. So you got to do that work.
Gotta start going. Not decided exactly yet, but yeah, we're kind of 50-50.
With the overseas basketball.
Yeah, either trying to go overseas or just call it quits. Just
Do you want to call it quits? No, I mean, like little John Merchant went overseas.
Yeah, he did. I don't know
Yeah.
if he's still over there, but I know he did.
I don't know, but I know he has his camp, his summer camp, that's
Yeah.
basketball camp that he does. So at least he tried it. Even if he's not over there, I don't know if he's still over there or not. But if it's something in your heart and you just want to try it, why not?
Yeah, I'll probably give it a shot before the wheels fall off.
Yeah, because them knees ain't gonna be holding up forever.
Yeah,
So
that clock ticking right now.
you're still young. It is not ticking. It's not ticking. You'll know when it's time to give it up. Now, no, it's just a little sore because you're not 16. But you still got a lot of wear and tear on them knees. So I'm gonna let you go. I appreciate you so much for taking time out and coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And I thank your parents. So once again, for everybody that's listening, thank you for tuning in. Tell a friend, like, share, follow, and subscribe. You can always go back, catch this on my YouTube channel, Tea Time with Bunky, my Facebook, Tea Time with Bunky, because I don't share it on my regular page anymore because I'm trying to separate. And you can catch it on a radio station. Download the Village Global Network. Shout out to the Village Global Network. Shout out, download the VGN app, which is free. And you can listen to this show, Zeno FM, which has additional online supports by Online Radio Box. Thursdays at 8 a.m. Culture Shock Radio, Canada, Rockbox Radio, Radio Facero, New Mexico, WAP the Music, Guadalupe, Caribbean, Gnarly FM, which is in Ecuador, Sundays, Confidence Radio. This is global and it airs in 191 plus countries. So they can catch all of that. So you guys have a great night. See, Clayton, you spelled Bunky wrong. You spelled it Bunky. It's Bunky. Now I feel like I got redemption.
There you go. He probably did it on purpose.
I don't know. Everybody, even my stepmother spells it like he spelled it. So it is what it is. So yeah, I gotta go to Bible study. So you guys have a great night. I appreciate you all.
Thank you.
Keep him up in his prayers, you guys. Keep him up in his prayers. We need people like you. I appreciate you.
Have a good one.